Okay, so this is a quick movie about using Toontastic, a free app, which you can use to create stories. So you open the app, click on Create Cartoon, and then click on New Cartoon. And you can see that this one is structured a little bit differently, whereas Puppet Pals is just open slather. This one wants you to think about what the setup is, the conflict, challenge, climax, and resolution to your story. So you don't have to use all of those, but it does prompt the students to think about what is actually going to happen in the story or animation they're creating. So if I click on the setup, double click, I then get to choose, I can draw my own, and I get to choose from some that are already created. Now, I'm going to choose a shipwreck. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Shipwreck. And so once I choose the shipwreck, I then click on the arrow that's flashing, and I can choose to add some characters, and I do that by clicking on them. I'll do. And then I click on the arrow which is flashing when I'm finished, and then I click on Start Animation and I'm ready to begin. Before I begin though, I'm going to position my characters where I want them. And then I'm going to click on Start Animation. It'll give me a countdown. Okay, unfortunately every time I press Start Animation or try and record an actual recording, my screen goes blank, so I can't actually show you anything. The start animation becomes a stop animation, so you press stop animation when you're finished recording, or when you need to pause and think about what you're going to say next or tell next in terms of your story or concept or whatever it is you're getting the students to do. When they've finished the setup, they click on the flashing arrow and then they can go to the next part of their story. Conflict, challenge, climax, resolution, etc. Okay, so the idea is that once you've done your first scene, you scroll to the bottom and you give it one of these faces, and it doesn't really mean anything. I'm just going to give mine a happy face, and then you can go on to the next bit by clicking on the arrow, and it will then ask you to do the conflict. In my case, I'm just going to say I'm done so that you can see what happens next. You give your movie a title. Give it a director name. Okay, and then you're asked to say what sort of story it is. Okay, and then you can share this online or not. If you share it online, you can make them private, so it's up to you how you're going to do that. So I'll say I won't this time. Click the green arrow and my show will be saved. You'll get to see it. Okay, so once your movie's saved, you can then re-edit it, you can add to it, or you can say home, click on created cartoons, and there your show will be. At this stage, all you can do is play it because you actually haven't shared it online. If you play it, you can't actually, you can't email it or anything like that. So the best way is to put it up online, have the students create an account using their school email address, a password that they'll remember, so the complex password they've made at the start of the year, and then they can email you a link to the actual movie they've created and you can watch it online. So if I click on the brush to say I'm going to edit it, and then I click back here and say done, I can then add to this and click share cartoon online, click the tick, and then it will start to digitize it and upload it to the website in the account that's been created for it. And Saving is complete. You'll get a message telling you, sweet, your cartoon's now been viewed on ToonTube. You get an email, you have to approve it, and then and in that email you get a link. That link can be then forwarded to teachers. You can set it so it's public, or you can set it so that it's private. So perhaps potentially once you've viewed it, students could then change it to private, or they could even delete it if they don't want to keep it.